Hi, I'm Nick Nanton, and welcome to the Consumer's Advocate, the one and only place where we bring the top financial and wealth advisors in the world to you, and they're going to reveal their top secrets, how you can preserve, protect, and even grow your wealth. I've got a great guest for you today, Bob Grace. Bob, welcome to the show.
Glad to be here, Nick.
So, Bob, obviously you've got a really diverse background. You're an attorney, you've been a tax attorney, a estate planning attorney, and now you run Grace Tax Advisor Group, LLC. Tell us a little bit about how you guys work.
Our practice focuses on four things. We work primarily with retirees or those about to retire. And the four things we bring to their table is the fact that we are never going to allow them to lose one penny of their retirement program. We increase their income substantially in what is today a very low-yielding economy. We reduce their taxes. Everybody wants to do that. And we reduce or eliminate any fees that are being charged for financial advice.
Absolutely, and that's great stuff, because I know a lot of people are worried about, they might have had their money with a broker or someone before, and the prospect of losing money as you approach retirement needs to be removed from that equation, right?
That's exactly right, Nick. You know, when you're working, your paycheck is what puts food on your plate, clothes on your back, and gas in your tank. But once you retire, whatever you put together along with Social Security and possibly a pension, and there aren't a whole lot of those left anymore, has to last you the rest of your life. And it used to be we'd retire at 65, die at 65 and a half. We really didn't need a plan, but today people are living into their 80s, 90s, and well over 100. So you've got to put together a plan that does the only important thing in retirement, and that is guarantee an income, not just as long as the money lasts, but as long as you last.
Absolutely, and the cool thing is, obviously, you're set apart from a lot of other quote-unquote financial advisors, because obviously you're an attorney, you understand estate planning, and you do a great job of it. But I think something that people really need to understand too, just to go a little deeper, is, you know, when the person who helps you accumulate that wealth is probably not the same person who you need to help distribute it, help you distribute it, because they just may not be the right person. So I want to make sure, let's cover that, because someone watching this might say, I already have a planner and an advisor, but they're probably not the right person for them.
Well, exactly. Most people accumulate their money in Wall Street, and by definition, Wall Street does two things. It goes up and it goes down. And a great way to invest in that up and down process is what we call dollar cost averaging. It helps you grow your money. But when you start taking money out, if you're taking it from an asset that goes up and down, that's called reverse dollar cost averaging, and that just doesn't work. It depletes your assets much more rapidly and sometimes completely before you die. So you've got to have a fixed source that guarantees above inflation returns, and that's what we help our folks design. We call it retirement by design, and we refer to ourselves as retirement architects.
I love that. And so I think the key, and thinking about that, I think that'll help people watching get this point across, that, you know, an architect creates a plan, a blueprint before they go build a house. They don't just start nailing stuff together.
And they do it in conjunction with the client. They don't just come up with an answer. It's usually a back and forth situation where the client says, here's what I want. We move the walls, we move the doors, we move the bricks, that type of thing, until we finally end up with a plan that's the client's, but it's helped and controlled and assisted by the professional that's helping them design that house of financial security.
Very good. And I know you guys are, the coolest thing about what you do is it's common sense but not common knowledge. Most planners just don't know, but it's not some sort of crazy planning, but it is unique. Can you tell us a little bit about the way you help your clients preserve that wealth?
Well, first of all, you've got to have a fixed source of money, and there are really only three of those out there: the banks, the government, and the insurance companies. And the banks right now are sitting around 1/4 to 1.25% yields. The government, you know, everybody loves the government, but few people have confidence in their ability to manage money. In the bond markets right now, the government bonds are in the 1 to 2 to 3% range. So the insurance companies actually are in business to design retirement plans. Most people are not aware of that because they haven't gotten to retirement yet. But people retire, they get their gold watch, and they start to mall walk. And my analogy is they only put one tennis shoe on because they don't change their investment philosophy, which logically is something they should do. If they're in retirement, their investment approach should be quite different than when they were working.
Absolutely. And I know you told me a pretty neat story, and I'm sure you have hundreds of stories about great clients and things you've done for them. Could you give us an example of maybe one of your favorite stories?
Well, there's a couple of stories. There are folks that have just enough money to live on, and we try to stretch that and get them up to 4%, 5%, and 6% cash flows in what is a 1% economy. By the way, the title of my new book, How to Make Sure Your Money Lasts as Long as You Do, a 5% cash flow and a 1% economy. And then there's other folks that have a lot of money. I have one client who has a net worth of over $20 million, and I asked him why he wanted me to protect a portion of his money, and he said, if I double or quadruple it, I'm in great shape. If I lose it all, I want to have at least a guaranteed minimum income stream for my wife and myself no matter what happens.
And the cool thing about what I love, the fact that you're an author, I know you can only help a certain amount of people, you know, people who are a good fit for you and you're a good fit for them, but you really want to get out and educate more than that. You want to get out outside the bounds of who you can help, so other people can understand that this is possible. You can retire well.
That's right. Helping people understand what their options are, not just Wall Street, but there are ways to have a greater yield out of your money. Wall Street's convinced most people they've got to take risks to get a good yield. That's not so. We can do some great things without any risk at all.
Awesome. And now tell me this, obviously you're a smart guy, you're very experienced. If you had to distill it down, what would be your best piece of advice to help people, as they're approaching retirement, to make sure that they can retire well?
Well, hire somebody who's got experience in designing retirement plans. Wall Street very recently, because of all the baby boomers retiring, have started to hold themselves out as retirement income specialists. They really don't have any experience in that. How can you have a fixed income from an asset by definition that goes up one day and down the next? So we've had 10 or 12 years experience in specifically designing guaranteed lifetime income programs that are tax protected, and the fees we get paid are from the institutions that we recommend, not out of the client's assets right off the top like Wall Street charges.
Very good. I know there's a lot of people who are going to be watching this and you say, man, I need that guy's help. Where can they go to find more?
Well, there's a couple places. GraceTax.com is our website. That's Grace, G-R-A-C-E, tax.com. Then our 800 number is 866-481-5550. That's 866-481-5550.
Awesome, man. Well, great having you on the show, Bob.
Real pleasure, Nick. Thank you so much.